Okay, so this will be the last topic for the midterms, which will be having the Lewis structures and how do we make shapes on compounds such as the molecular geometry. So how does the shape changes if there are lone pairs in a structure and there are lesser terminal bonds na tinatawag natin. Okay? So let's start with Lewis structure followed by formal charge, exemptions of the octatriol, and the polarity of the molecules as well. Okay, so Lewis structure are diagram showing the connectivity of an atom. So you have to check first which are the central atom. Then the connecting atoms are called the terminal. And those line, in every one line, there is two electrons. Okay, so isa dito sa dulo at isa dito sa dulo. So for example, sa line na to, one electron for the hydrogen is connected to the one electron of the oxygen. So therefore, there are two electrons in every line. Okay? And of course, your lone pairs na tinatawag, lone pairs are always two electrons that are unbonded. Okay, so those are the parts of a Lewis structure. Again, we have our central atom and the terminal atom. So how do we choose which is the center, which is the terminal? So center atom or the central atom should always be the least electronegative. And the terminal is always the most electronegative. Sabihin, mataas ang value ng electronegativity value ng isang terminal at si central ay yung mas mababa yung electronegativity value. And hydrogen is always included as terminal. Tatandaan to ha, hydrogen is always the terminal. Check natin Cl versus oxygen. If we're going to check the electronegativity value, oxygen is 3.5. Okay, oxygen is 3.5. Then chlorine, ang chlorine natin is 3.0. So as you can see, chlorine is a lower value than oxygen. So this is your terminal. And the central atom is chlorine. Okay, so ilagay sa gitna si Cl, then oxygen na tatlo sa labas. Okay? Next, another one. So, chemical bonds. So, again, in every line bond, there are always two electrons. Kagaya nito. So, electron ni chlorine connected to another electron of your oxygen. Same this one. Two electrons of oxygen is connected to the two electrons of the chlorine. Okay? So, lone pairs, those are the electrons that are not used for chemical bonding. So, these are the unbonded. Lone pairs are always by two. Kaya siya pair is sex. So, it is always by two electrons. Okay? So, how do we make a Lewis structure? So, the step one is to identify first the molecular formula, the number of atoms of each element. So, for here, we have nitric acid. This is nitric acid. So, again, di ba NO3 is nitrate, tas may hydrogen siya, nagiging nitric acid. So, there are three oxygens. So, H and O, one hydrogen, one nitrogen, and three oxygen. So, again, step number 2, you have to identify which is the central. Again, hydrogen is not a central. This is a terminal. Then, nitrogen and oxygen, we are going to check. Again, si oxygen is 3.5. Si nitrogen ay 3.0. So, this is 3.5. This is 3.0. So, this is lower. This is higher. Higher should be terminal. lower should be the central. So, you found out na si nitrogen should be on the center. So, next, you make arrangement. So, again, you make N, middle, then terminal should be the 3 oxygen and the hydrogen. You can use arrangement 1. You can also use another arrangement 2. Pwede din naman yan. But there actually a reason why we need different arrangements and how do we determine the specific arrangement. But for now, let's have number 2 first. Okay? So let's have number 2 first. Let's choose this one. Let's continue number 2 on the step number 3. For the step number 3, you have to get the number of valence electron. Again, valence electron has something to do with the group number. So what is the group number of nitrogen, which is 5? That's why it has 5 valence electron times the atom 1, which is 5. Oxygen is group 6. That's why 6 valence electron times 3 atom siya, diba? So, equals 18 valence electron. Group 1, si hydrogen, and you have to times 1 kasi isa lang naman siyang atom kanina. That's why you have 1 valence electron. Then, you just have to add all of this. Pag inad lahat yan, si 5 plus 18 plus 1, you will have 24 valence electrons. Okay? Next, step number 4. On your step number 4, the first part is that you have to put 2 electrons in the middle of each element. So again, this is your arrangement, right? So for the step 4, you have to, it says here that you have to put 2 electrons in the middle of it. So what we're going to do is put 2. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So in total, you have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In total, you have 8 electrons. Now, in step 3, you have a total of 24. Then you have to minus your middle electron. So, 24 minus 8, you have a remaining of 16 electrons. So, remaining. Okay. So, next, part 2. You already assigned 2 electrons in the middle of each element. Now, you have to use the remaining 16 electrons on each of the terminal atoms except hydrogen. So, of course, ang lalagyan mo lang naman ay yung terminal tatlong oxygen muna. So, anong gagawin natin? 16 ang natitira. You have to make sure that each of the electrons ng isang element is 8, diba? So, let's try this. So, first one of the oxygen, 1, 2, kulang pa siya ng 6 to make it 8, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Same as well sa baba. 1, 2, kulang pa siya ng 6. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, 8 na yan. Next, eto kulang siya ng 4 kasi mayroon na siyang 4. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, let's count. 6 na gasos ko dito, 6 dito, 4 dito. So, in total, the total electrons na nagasos ko is 16. Okay, nagasos na yung 16 electrons. Now, the problem is to check if the elements except hydrogen are satisfying the octet rule. 8 ba sila lahat? So, the second part, yung remaining electrons give 2 terminal atoms except hydrogen. But making sure na octet sila ha. Okay. Since naka-octet si oxygen na 3, except kay hydrogen. However, there's a problem with your nitrogen. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 lang siya. Kulang siya ng dalawa to make an octet. Hindi siya kagaya ng oxygen na makasatisfy. So, anong gagawin sa next step? To make sure na naka-octet joule siya, you have to move electrons. Kagaya nito. So, what if move ko tong electrons ito? So, the rule here is that you move the electrons of the terminal. Since of the terminal, the exposed terminal atoms. Just like this oxygen and this another oxygen. This one, hindi to expose, mayroon ka nakahayang na sa pang hydrogen. So, what you're going to do is just choose either electrons ito or electrons ang nasa baba. Okay? So, try natin. Okay? So, try natin mag-move. This is my electrons. This one muna, tatanggalin ko to. So, pag tinanggal to, minove ko yung dalawa dito. Let's check if that oxygen is still 8. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, 8 pa din. And your nitrogen is also 8 na. So, if we're going to count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 na din nga. So, therefore, ang final structure ay kapag dinrawing ko to, nitrogen, single bond O, H, naka-double bond pababa dito sa oxygen na yan. Okay? Kagaya nitong structure na to. Pwede din kaya ito naman yung i-move ko. Yung sa kabila. Yes, pwede din po. That is another possible answer. Kagaya nito. Move natin. Ulit. Turahin ko. But if ito naman yung galawin natin, tanggal ko to. Lipat ko yung dalawa dito. To make it look mukha siya naka-double bond. Okay? So, if you're going to count, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 yung oxygen na to. Si nitrogen natin, check natin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 na din siya. So, another structure mo is yung double bond na sa gilid, nasa baba, single dito, and a hydrogen dito. Okay? So, here you have two possible structures for the nitric acid. However, meron tayong gagawin extra step mamaya if sino dito sa dalawang structure na to ang possible structure for the nitric acid. Another example, let's have SO3. Okay, so in SO3, so you have step 1, number of atoms. S is 1, oxygen is 3. So you have to make sure kung sino ang central. Sulfur is actually 2.5, oxygen is 3.5. Sulfur is 2.5, oxygen is 3.5. This is higher, this is lower. So, terminal ang ating oxygen kasi higher. Oxygen. This is central kasi lower siya. Okay, so you write S, middle. Then, sa gilid na tatlo, meron kang oxygen S terminal. Okay? Next, you have to count the number of electrons. Again, sulfur is group number 6. Kaya 6 valence times 1. So, 6 valence electron. Oxygen is group number 6 also. So, times 3 atoms. So, 18 valence electron. So, ang total mo is 24 electrons overall. Okay? Again, there is a total of 24 electrons. Step number 4, part 1. 2 electrons in every between elements. So, here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, nagamasos ka na ng 6. 24 minus 6. You have a remaining electrons. part 2 ng step 4 is to distribute remaining electrons in terminal atoms except hydrogen. So, since wala namang hydrogen, so lahat ng terminal, bibigyan mo. But making sure it is under the octet-rule. So, the first electron, meron ng 2 electrons. Kulang na lang siya ng 6. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to make it 8. So, same din dito. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Same dito. Kulang din siya ng 6 to make it 8. So, in total, 6, 6, 6. So, you have 18 electrons. Okay? Now, the problem is your sulfur. So, in sulfur kasi, you only have 2, 4, 6. Hindi siya naka-octet. So, sulfur lang ang hindi naka-octet. That's why you have to move electrons of your terminal. Okay, so you have to move electrons of your terminal. Kunwari itong first electron, first oxygen, move ko to, lipat ko dito. So, magiging itsura niya ay ganito. Naka-double bond siya. Pwede din naman yung baba yung i-move ko. If I'm going to move 2 electrons here, meron dalaw dito, nasa baba yung double bond. Pwede din naman si gilid kasi exposed din siya. That's why I have to put it here as well, si gilid. Either of the three ay possible structure, pero ano yung accepted structure? Mamaya sa formal charge. Okay, so I'll just try yung number 4. Bakit may negative siya? Okay, so first step is count the number of atoms. So, C is 1, oxygen is 3, pero merong nakalagay na negative 2. Okay, so if you're going to check naman the terminal, again, carbon is 2.5, oxygen is 3.5. So, electronegativity value, this is 2.5, this is 3.5. So, this is central, this is terminal. You're going to make second step, carbon, oxygen, oxygen, and another oxygen. So, next, you're going to make the number of a charge natin. So, si carbon ay group number 4, tapos times 1 atom equals 4. Sa third step na ka. Tapos, si oxygen ay group 6 times 3 equals 18. So, however, meron kang charge na negative 2. So, negative means you add 2 electrons. Tatandaan na, if it is a positive, magbabawas. If it is a negative, magdadagdag. So, magdadagdag tayo ng 2 electrons. That's why 20. So, yung total of electrons natin ay 24 electrons. Okay? Next, you have to distribute the electrons here in between. So, nasa step 4 na tayo. So, in between tayo. So, first part, electrons in between elements. So, gagastos ako ng 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, minus 6 electrons, I have now a total of 18 electrons. Okay? So, if I'm going to distribute them, let's say, this one, the terminal. So, i-distribute ko siya sa terminal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 na lang ang kulang yan to make it 8. Same dito. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then, there's 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, I have 6, 6, 6. So, total of 18 electrons. Nagastos natin lahat. The problem now is with your carbon. Ang problema natin ay si carbon dito. Kasi siya ay merong 6 electrons, kulang ka ng 2. So, there's a probability na kailangan tayo mag-move na isang electron. So, for example, ito, tatanggalin, move ko siya dito. So, that's why possible structure mo ay oxygen, double bond C, oxygen, and another oxygen. Okay, however, di ba meron kang dalawang charge? Ilaan natin yung isang charge dito sa mga single oxygen natin. Since dalawa sila. Pwede rin naman na another structure yung baba yung mag-a-adjust. Double bond O, 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 tapos dito yung mga charges natin. Pwede din naman yung isang way C, double bond O, 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 dito, at dito. Again, these are the 3 possible structure ng CO32 negative. So, this one, possible pa lang, pero hindi pa siya yung predicted structure natin. Okay, for example, sige, CH4. I'll try this. Okay, for example, CH4. Again, first step, carbon isa, hydrogen is 4. So, if you're going to check electronegativity, carbon is 2.5, diba? Hydrogen is electronegativity 2.1. This is 2.1. So, therefore, this is your central. This is your terminal. And again, hydrogen is always terminal din na ba? So, carbon, hydrogen, 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 hydrogen. Okay? Next. See, carbon is always group number 4. So, times 1 atom equals 4 valence E. See, hydrogen is always group 1 times 4. It is always 4 valence electron. So, total 8 valence electron. So, again, step 4, distribute 2 electrons in between. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Gumastos ako ng 8 electrons. So, remaining natin is 0. So, wala na tayong distribute. Ito na yung final structure ng CH4. Okay? So, gano'n lang kadali. Okay? Then the rest, kayo naman yung try yung gumawa. Okay? Okay, now let's go to what we call formal charges. So, we've discussed here that there are 2 or more possible structures. Kagaya nito, dalawa yung possible structure. Mas malala to. This one has 3 possible structures, which is the most acceptable structure. So, it has something to do with the formal charge, which is the difference between the number of valence electrons in an isolate atom and the number of electrons assigned to the atom in a Lewis structure. It just means valence of an element minus the non-bonding electrons minus 1/2 of the bonding electrons. So, molecule with the least Fc will be the best. Atom with negative Fc is preferred. Okay? Similar Fc distribution results in resonance structures. So, here, let's try yung 2 structures na nagawa natin for the nitric acid. We're going to compute actually. So, oxygen is group 6. So, that's why this is the valence electron. This is VE. Minus the non-bonding. Ilan yung lone pairs ba niya? Hindi siya nasa line or hindi siya connected. 6, diba? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Kaya minus 6. Okay, this is valence minus non-bonding minus 1/2 ng bonding. Ilan ba yung bonded? 1, 2. That's why 2. So, pag kinumpit mo yan, 6 minus 1/2 of 2 equals -1. Ganun din for the nitrogen. Nitrogen is group number 5, kaya you have 5. valence selection. As you can see, wala kang lone pairs here. That's why 0. Minus 1/2, you have 8 bonding electrons. So, yung 8 na yun, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Kaya, 1/2 times 8. So, if you compute, that is positive 1. Same then with this. Again, oxygen is group 6. You have 4 unbonded electrons, kaya 1 minus 4. But minus 1/2 of 4, bakit 1/2 of 4? Kasi you have 4. Because you have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 bonded. Okay? So, total of 0. So, compute nyo lang lahat ng formal charges of all of the elements. Same as well this one, compute. But what is the best structure after you compute? So, the best FC should have what you call either negative or a 0 terminal atoms. And your central should always be larger. Mas mataas dapat ang value palagi ng isang central than the terminals. Let's check this one. This is positive 1. This is negative 1, 0, 0, 0. Again, as you can see, the terminals are negative 1, 0, 0, 0, which is smaller value than your central. Mas mataas si central. So, this is actually a very good structure. Again, one indicator that acceptable in structure if the central has a higher formal charge. While as kapag ka, for example, this is negative 1, bigla nagkaroon ng positive 1, tapos 0. As you can see, one of your terminal is the same with the formal charge ng central. It will be a very, very unstable molecule. So, that's why we have to choose this one. This is the most appropriate structure rather than this one. Okay, again, the best structure should have a lesser charge for all of the terminals. And the positive charge only for the central terminal. Okay? Okay, so this one, gawin na lang siya sa bahay on your own. Okay, try and try. Okay, so what do you call resonance? If all of the structures are acceptable. So, kagaya nito, kapag in-compute mo yung formal charges niyan, acceptable lahat. Okay? Magkakaroon ng positive charge lahat yung S natin dito rather than the terminal. So, ang tawag dyan is a resonance structure. So, it is a single molecule that can be represented in 2 to 3 different ways. Okay? That is resonance. Kagaya nito, parang pwedeng i-move yung double bond, pasok pa din yan, or pwede dito, pasok pa din yan. Kasi pag kinompute mo lahat ng formal charge, pare-pareho lang. Okay? So, we also have what we call exemptions to the octet rule, which is the incomplete octet, odd electron molecule, and the expanded octet. So, beryllium, natandaan ha, beryllium and boron, when they are in a covalent bond, they can be stable even though they do not satisfy the 8 electron. That's why they are called incomplete octet. So, they can still be stable even though they are not on a complete octet. Kagaya nito, 4 lang ang electrons niya dito. Si boron ay 2, 4, 6 lang. Kulang pa ng 2 electrons. Still existing itong mga covalent bonds na to. Okay? So, sino ito? Be, H2, BF3. Si boron trifluoride. Si odd electron molecule, which is 1357. Kagaya nito, nitrogen has 2, 4, 6, 7 electrons. So, dahil kulang siya, you have to put a charge. The expanded octet is elements in the third period have 3D of orbitals that can be used in bonding. Kagaya ni sulfur. Sulfur can do, pag kinumpit mo siya, sulfur is what? Sulfur is 16, so 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p4, 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p4. So, pag chinek mo, 2, 8, 6. Okay. So, it can, this one, it can use its 3D orbitals in bonding. That's why kaya niya lumagpas ng 8. Actually, kaya niya hanggang 12 electrons. Sino-sino yun? Sulfur actually is 1. Xenon, kaya din. Mag-exception to the rule, more than 8. So, yung mga incomplete aluminum can do incomplete also. Aluminum. Exceptions to rule, sulfur, xenon, phosphorus, those that its valence is under the GS and the GP orbitals. Okay? Okay, so this one, practice and just draw the structure. Kagaya nito, aluminum is an incomplete. So, pag drawing mo ay I. So, tatlo lang. BE, dalawang F, XE, apat na F, tapos P, phosphorus, pentafluoride, 5. Okay, but we're going to use shapes ha sa susunod. May mga shapes na tinatawag tayo in drawing the structure, okay? Okay, now let's go to polar covalent, non-polar covalent, and what is the use of electronegativity in the polarity of a bond. So, as you can see here, we remember in lecture, discussion, that electronegativity is the highest on the top right. So, lowest here is on the bottom left. Okay? So, meaning, across a period, increases. Bottom to top is also increases. Okay? But the highest would be on the top right elements. The lowest would be on the lowest left ng isang periodic table. Okay? So here, this is the range. If the subtracted electronegativity of each element is under the 0 to the 0.4 cutoff, it is non-polar. If it is 0.5 hanggang 1.8, it is considered polar covalent. So, 1.9 above, it is already ionic. However, it differs ha. There are polar covalents that is computed as 2. 2.1, polar pa din siya. But, because you have to make sure that is, for example, if it is a metal and a non-metal, automatic it is ionic path. Okay? But if it is a non-metal and a non-metal, it is either polar covalent siya or a non-polar covalent. Kunwari may nakita ka non-metal and a non-metal, tapos na-compute mo, 1.9 siya, dapat ionic, no. It is still considered under the polar covalent range. Okay? Okay, now let's go. How do we make a shape on a compound? So we have what we call the VSEPR theory, the electron and molecular geometry. Of course, how do we predict molecular geometry, and what is actually hybridization? So molecular geometry is the general shape of a molecule as determined by the relative positions of the atomic nuclei. So there is a simple model that allows you to predict geometries or shape from the Lewis structure. When we say VSEPR, it has something to do with the lone pairs. How lone pairs affects the structure of a compound. So, PSCPR, valence shell election pair repulsion. From the term itself, election pair repulsion, the lone pairs has the tendency to repel other neighboring terminal atoms. This one is for those that doesn't have a lone pairs muna. Ano yung mga shapes, molecular geometry, if it has no lone pairs? Okay? A is for the number of central. Tandaan na. A is central. B is the number of terminal. Okay? If you have A connected to a two terminal atoms, no lone pair for the central ha. No lone pair for central. It is called linear. Okay, so dapat ang direction ng structure mo ay diretso lang. Linear, tatandaan, 180 degrees. Next. If it is 3 terminal, B3, 3 terminal. So if you're going to draw A, then you're going to 1, 2, 3. Still no lone pair for the central. It is called trigonal planar. Okay? The angle should be 120 degrees. Next, AB4. Apat. A, meron kang apat na lone pairs. What is the structure? That is actually tetrahedral. What if 5 terminal? Ang tawag na dyan is trigonal bipyramidal. Okay? Nasaan yung 5? 1, 2, 3, 4. Isang nasa harap, tapos 5. What if 6? 6 na terminal that is already called as octahedral. So, tatandaan din dito, this is, octahedral is 90 degrees. Bipyramidal is 120 and 90 degrees. Tetrahedral is always 109.5. Trigonal is 120. Linear is 180. Okay? Tatandaan yung mga angles. Kakabisaduhin lang yan. Okay, so these are examples of the structure. This is linear. This is a planar. This is a tetrahedral, trigonal, bipyramidal. Kasi 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 terminal octahedral. So now let's go how the lone pairs affects the angle or the structure. If there is a lone pair on a structure, it repulse, mas mabigat ang isang unbonded electron. So, therefore, since mabigat siya, it has the tendency to repel the angle. So, the more na madami kang lone pairs, the more na kaya niyang paliitin yung angles ng dalawang terminal atoms. Kagaya nito, dalawa na, mas mabigat to, kaya niya pang paliitin yung angle ng dalawang terminal atoms. Okay? Next, let's represent. A is representation of central. B is represented of terminal. E is representation of number of lone pairs. Tandaan na, kada isang lone pair, you have 2 electrons. Okay? Let's have here. Okay, what if you have, instead of 3 terminal, you have 2 terminal and 1 lone pair. So, instead of a trigonal planar, it is now called as bent structure. Gaya nito, si SO2, si sulfur dito, meron siyang dalawang electron. So, it is a lone pair. So, this is now called as a bent, not a trigonal planar. What if naman, from a tetrahedral, instead of 4, 3 terminal, 1 lone pair, instead of a tetrahedral, it is now called a trigonal pyramidal. So, NH3 is a trigonal pyramidal. What if 2 terminal, 2 lone pairs? So, it is still under the tetrahedral dapat. However, dalawa So, parts nito is a lone pair. Kagaya ito, lone pair, tapos meron kang dalawang terminal. Instead of tetrahedral, this is also called as bent structure. Next, what if naman, instead of 5, you have 4 terminal, 1 lone pair. So, instead of a trigonal bipyramidal, ang tawag sa kanya is distorted tetrahedral. Next, what if tatlong terminal, dalawang lone pair, it's still 5. Dapat trigonal bipyramidal, pero now ang tawag niya is T-shape. Next, what if 2 terminal, 3 lone pairs? It is now called as linear. I3 negative is considered as a linear structure kasi tatlo yung lone pairs niya tapos dalawa yung terminal. Next, under the octahedral, you have 5 terminal, 1 lone pair. Instead of octahedral, it is called now as square pyramidal. What if naman 4 terminal, 2 lone pair? It is now called square planar. Xenon tetrafluoride is considered as square planar. Kasi 4 yung terminal niya, tapos dalawa yung lone pair structure. Okay, so yun lang yung mga BSCPR that considers the lone pairs. Okay? Pakita natin itong mga examples nito ha. Okay, so how do we predict a molecular geometry? Again, ginawa natin kanina, you draw the Lewis structure, find the arrangement of electron pairs, find the arrangement of bonding pairs, at yung titawag natin formal charge na we compute. Then, of course, you determine the geometry based on the bonding pairs natin. Okay? Okay, so this one, you have to predict the structure nitong tatlo. So, ito-try nyo lang siya. Now, kunwari si beryllium. V is group number 2 and it is considered as a under, ano siya, diba? Incomplete octets, kaya niya mag-satisfy kahit wala. So, wala siyang lone pair. So, this one is considered as linear. Okay? Sino ba? SEF4. XE is group number 8. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 8. So, kung drawing ko, fluorine, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, ilan yung mga possible lone pairs? Gawin na natin XE. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, ilan yung natira? Dito. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. So, may matitira kang dalawang lone pair. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, this is 4 terminal, 2 lone pairs. Kung check mo dito, ang 4 terminals, 2 lone pairs is considered as square planar. So, dapat yung structure niya ay ganito nga. XE, F, 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 F. Isang lone pair dito, isang lone pair dito. So, ganun lang mag-predict ng mabilisan. Okay? Okay, next, let's discuss what are the steric numbers. Steric number is to identify, used to identify the geometry, actually, of a molecule. X is the number of terminal. Y is the lone pairs. So, as you can see here, this structure, terminal mo is 1, 2, 3. That's why 3 yung X. Plus, Y natin is 0. Wala namang lone pair si central. Kaya, Y is 0. Steric number is 3. Okay? So, dito naman, X mo is dalawang terminal. Carbon ko is still 0. Wala siyang lone pair. Kaya, steric nito is 2. So, now let's check what is the structure. So, steric 3, this is with no lone pairs. This is called trigonal planar. So, steric 2, under the no lone pairs pa din, si linear siya. This is linear. So, that's how you use the steric number. Okay, next, let's go to hybridization, which is mixing of two or more atomic orbitals to form a new set of hybrid orbitals. So, mix at least two non-equivalent atomic orbitals, S or P. So, hybrid orbitals have very different shape from its original atomic orbitals. So, number of hybrid orbitals is equal to the number of pure atomic orbitals used in the hybridization process. Covalent bonds are formed by overlapping of hybrid orbitals with atomic orbitals, overlap of hybrid orbitals with another hybrid orbitals. Okay, so how do we know kung ano ang hybridization niya is by the steric number. If the steric number 2, it is always equivalent to an sp hybridized. 3 is sp2, 4 is sp3, 5 is sp3d, 6 is an sp3d2. So these are the examples of each hybridized. Okay, for example, carbon in a compound. So, as you can see, group number 6 si carbon, tas ang kanyang electron config ay 1s2, 2s2, 2p2. So, kapag siya ay nag-bond to another element, magkakaroon ng hybridization si carbon atom, as well as the other elements bonded to the carbon. So, as you can see, this is the orbital diagram of the 1s2, 2s2, 2p2. What happens is, during hybridization, the last electron config, which is the 2s2 and the 2p2, will actually merge, mag-merge yan. However, to merge that, it needs to fill first the last orbital. How? By the another orbital, which is the 2s here. So, yung isang electron nito will be used here to fulfill the p orbitals. Next, since wala nito, you only have one electron here, then it will be combined. Ang tawag na dito, this is an S, tapos tatlo yan. So, that's why this is an sp3 hybridized orbitals. Okay, so this is the sp3 hybridized orbitals. Again, this only happens if your carbon is on a bond. Okay, so an example of an sp3 hybridized is the methane, which is carbon has the 2s and the 2p2. If you remember kanina, then one of the electrons of the S was used in 2pz to make here 3 hybridized. Okay, next, another example, formaldehyde is actually an sp2 hybridized. Usually, sp3 hybridized are actually tetrahedral. Kaya kung makikita niyo sa structure na to, yung mga sp3 hybridized are always tetrahedral. Okay, another one is the sp2. Usually, the sp2 hybridized is combination of 1s orbital and only 2p orbitals. So, this is the sp2 orbitals, which is usually specific for the trigonal planar. sp is on a structure that is S and P. 1s and 1p. Kaya siya sp hybridized. Usually, this is for the linear structure. As you can see, anong pinaka-shortcut dito? Pag linear, pag dalawa lang yung bonded, isang S, isang P. Pag tatlo yung bonded, isang S, dalawang P. So, ay tatlo, trigonal planar. Kapag tetrahedral, isang S, tatlong T. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's why structure is tetrahedral. Okay? Yung maso dito, these are linear. This is trigonal. These are usually tetrahedral. May mga lone pairs yan. And of course, SP3D is PCL5. SP3D25 kapag naman anim. Okay, the last part is for the bond lengths of a structure. Tatandaan ha, if it is single bond, for the single bond, you just have to add the atomic radius of element 1 and atomic radius of element 2. That is the total bond length. If it is single, as is. Pag double bonded, kailangan mong mag-subtract ng 14%. Pagka triple bonded, you have to subtract 25%. Okay? Kagaya nito. For CO bond length, si carbon ay merong atomic radius na 0.77 Armstrong. Si oxygen ay merong 0.73. So, 0.77 plus 0.73 Armstrong, that is 150 Armstrong for a C single bond O. So, if it is a double bond, what you're going to do is C double bond O, yung 1.50 natin, minus 1 mo ng 14% nun. So, 0.14 times 1.50, ang kanyang bond length ay 1.29. Okay? Meaning, the more na madami yung bonds, the more nagiging double or triple bond siya, the more na closest to each other siya. Okay, let's have an example. So, this one is, ano to ha? CHOOO negative 1. So, if you're going to draw the structure, susundan yung ginawa natin, ito yung possible structures niya. I-check ko ano yung steric number. Ang N natin, as you can see, steric is X plus Y equals N. X is terminal. Terminal mo is 1, 2, 3, 3 plus, walang lone pair si central, so 0. Terminal, steric natin is 3. So, if you're going to check, steric 3 is, ang structure is trigonal planar, 120 degrees. So, tama siya. You're right, trigonal planar. And ang trigonal planar is an sp2 hybridized. Check natin ulit, sp2 hybridized. So, tama. Next, if you're going to compute ngayon, ang bond length ng HC muna, this part muna, HC, H, papuntang C, if you're going to check here, H is 0.37, C is 0.77. So, 0.37 plus 0.77. So, that will be 1.14 Armstrong. So since 1.14 siya, single bond naman, so as is. Next, check natin electronegativity ng hydrogen and carbon. Hydrogen is 2.1, carbon is 2.5. Hydrogen is 2.1, carbon is 2.5. So, 2.5 minus 2.1, that is 0.4. So, 0.4. Same as well with CO. CO. Compute natin. Oh, by the way, this should be 1.50. Dalawa dapat. This is 1.50 and 1.29 Armstrong. Nito. Kasi, bakit po? Dalawa. Yung isa ay single bonded, yung isa ay double bonded. So, 1.50 for the single, 1.29 for the double bonded. Okay? So, again, carbon is electronegativity of 2.5. Oxygen is always 3.5. So, 3.5 minus 2.5. 1 ng electronegativity. Okay? Next, check natin yung molecular geom based on the ABE notation. So, if you're going to write the ABE, A, syempre isa lang naman yung central mo. B, 1, 2, 3. So, wala ka namang E kasi walang central lone pair. So, AB3, E0, or AB3, E lang siya. So, si AB3E, kabay check natin again. So, AB3, E0 ay siyang trigonal planar. Because ang trigonal planar is always 120 degrees. So, HCO or OCO, so 120 pareho. Then, the molecular polarity natin, so let's check. So, HCO, as you can see, first one, this is, so overall, this is a polar molecule. Okay, so this is a polar molecule due to dipole-dipole. As you can see kasi here, the problem here is C double bond O, hydrogen. O, nasan yung dipole-dipole part? Possibly. Ang may malaking difference sa ICCO. So, kung makikita mo, nandito yung partially negative. Ito yung some partially positive. This is another partially negative. So, meron kang charges dito. Mabigat. Diba? Kapag polar covalent, it is possibly due to the dipole-dipole. That's why polar covalent siya. Next, this one also. Let's check. This is steric 2 kasi X plus Y. X, dalawang terminal, but we have 0 lone pair kay carbon. It's essential. That's why steric may 2. So, sa geometry, 2 daw ay linear and it is SP. So, you write here linear and of course SP. So, again, kapag C double bond O, yung computations natin kanina, C double bond O, it is 1.29 Armstrong. And again, carbon is 2.5, electronegativity, oxygen is 3.5, always 1.0. So, check. This is notations natin, A, B, 2. Wala kang E kasi wala ka naman lone pair. So, kung check mo nga si AB2 dito sa table nito, AB2 is linear. So, you write here, linear. Tama, 180 degrees. So, this is actually considered as a non-polar even though it has a dipole-dipole. Bakit? Kasi dipole to, dipole din to, nagka-cancel out siya. Kaya overall, it is non-polar. However, this one, as you can see, etong part yung may charges. This one, electronegativity is very less. So, asymmetrical to. Mabigat yung part ng may dipole-dipole. Therefore, this is considered polar. Aside from that, it has a presence of the HO bond where it is have a hydrogen bonding as well. Okay, that's why it is considered as entirely polar. Okay, unlike this one, kahit meron siyang dipole-dipole, parehong side may dipole-dipole, naka-cancel out lang yung charges mo. So, zero, neutral pa din siya. That's why this is considered as a non-polar. Okay, but the bond polarity is under the 1.0 mark ha. The bond polarity is considered as polar bonds. But the molecular polarity, it is considered as non-polar. Kasi kahit meron siyang dipole-dipole, this is still considered canceling out. Non-polar siya. Aside from that, wala siyang HN, wala siyang HO, wala siyang HF, no hydrogen bonding na nag-go. Okay? So, practice kayo ng practice dito ha. May relationship to sa intermolecular forces ng chapter 3 ng lecture. So, that's why, reviewin nyo din yon para mas lalong maintindihan to. Okay?